Hello and welcome back to this edition of Daily Actives brought to you by Bootleg Macro. I'm Dustin and we are looking at Tesla once again. Now, one of the things that's most interesting to me is what's happening in Tesla based on the price action at the end of this week is exactly what I expected to do. You can see on the chart, we essentially went nowhere. We went sideways, but we went slightly up. And the reason why we did that, boys and girls, is because if you look at this blue number, we see it's 1844, we see it was 19.5, we see it was 20, we see it was 21, we see it was 22. We see that the volatility is actually falling in Tesla as the price isn't moving. And one of the things that you'll notice here is you see in this future path, you see how it says price to rise. The reason the price is rising is because the correlation has gone negative in Tesla when it comes to price. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. We'll move past these beautiful indicators here to look just at this Tesla daily volatility. This is exactly what we were looking at, but this is just the representation of it in a graph. So now what you can see is that essentially volatility peaked somewhere on June 23rd or maybe June 26th, and it's been falling ever since. Now, if you look at this blue line underneath, you can see that it was positive and now it's gone negative. And if we look at this more closely, we can see that correlation has actually gone negative and started to fall negative on the 26th of June as well. So boys and girls, answer me this. If correlation to something is falling and that thing is falling, what do you expect to happen? Da, 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 da. It should go up. And that is exactly what we're seeing when we start to take a look at the raw data for Tesla. Again, the price is rising because the volatility is falling and the correlation to price is falling, which means that we would expect small sideways to upward movements. And what I love to see right now is that we're now positive on the rolling 1 day, 5 day, 15 day, 1 month, 3 month, and 6 month. The one thing that I'd like to see that we don't have yet, we do not have a go long on the short term, do not have a go long in the intermediate term, and do not have a go long on the longer term. But we do notice that based on Monday, we will be bullish on the short term, bullish on the long intermediate, and bullish on the longer term. That's very positive to see, especially in something like Tesla. And if you follow my videos or if you've seen any other previous Tesla videos that I've done on the daily actives, you'll know that when I come to this rolling sentiment, I really care about what's going on in the 2 day. I really care about what's going on in the 5 day and what's going on in the 10 day. And the thing that I always say is that when this thing gets above 60, when it gets up above 60, you generally can only roll over. And now on the 2 day, we are back at 54.91, which is incredible. And if we look at the 10 day, we're under 60, we're at 58. On the 23 day, we're at 54. This is really setting up to be a potentially good setup for a longer term run, where we could see that this kind of choppiness that we've seen in Tesla over the past week or so, maybe even almost a month at this point, since what is it? It is the 14th of July and it looks like it peaked around the 20th of June. We could be really setting up for a good move higher. Now let's look at the overall sentiment indicator because this is going to tell us a lot in terms of where that sentiment is. This is going to be daily. So right now we're at 55%. It's a great price to be at right now, or a great number to be at. We do want to see the green get back above this black line, which is the 15-day moving average of bullish or bearish sentiment. When it gets back above, that'll be a great indication, just like it was here if you wanted to buy at May 11th when it broke above, and then that was a great signal of when you wanted to go long. One of the things that's also incredibly powerful is that we're seeing that the volume is starting to return. We are seeing the volume has essentially been falling since, it looks like, again, the middle of June is when we got our last big peak in volume, and then it's essentially been falling, which is a good thing to see because it lets us know that demand is really in control. And when supply is coming onto the market, there just isn't a lot of people who want to be part of it. So you're getting a little bit of selling, you're getting a lot more buying. We've already reviewed the volatility. You know exactly what's going to go on there. We're going to go ahead and look at the trade range, which again, because of the type of volatility that we're seeing, this trade range is actually getting much tighter. When the volatility gets smaller, the range gets smaller. When the range gets smaller and the prices get more compressed, you are guaranteed to get a big move one direction or the other, similar to what you saw here, where Tesla was essentially going back and forth between February all the way to the middle of May. The range got tight, the price got close, and as soon as we started to move up, we got a big breakout. Now we're going to go ahead and look just at what we have in the ultra fast sentiment indicator. It looks like here we're starting to kind of base. We are at 54% on the 2 day rolling. It is something that's really positive to see and would be a great setup for the next week. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Are you long? Are you short? Do you like it? Do you love it? Is this even a good review? And do yourself a favor. Subscribe to the New High newsletters. Comes out Sundays at 9 just for you. Talk to you soon.